Good morning, guys. Guess who went to Disney? Okay, firstly, as you can hear, my voice is completely croaky and horrible because I spent most of Friday doing things like this. And secondly, I really want to apologise that I didn't upload my video yesterday because my voice was croaky and because we got back late on Sunday night. I spent most of yesterday asleep or feeling a bit queasy or both. So I pretty much put it off. I thought it'd be better if I did it today. Hopefully after having a box of Strepsils my voice would be a bit better, but unfortunately it's still a little bit croaky, so I'm just going to muddle through. I was going to do this video some other way, but I haven't quite mastered the art of mime yet, so croaky it is. Disneyland Paris was amazing. I'm so glad we had a chance to do it for my birthday. I had heard a bunch of reviews saying that if you've done the American parks, this one might not compare all that favourably, but I really didn't find it the second we got through those gates. It was just Disneyland, and I'll be honest, I spent the whole day waiting for something to crash the illusion and remind me that I'm not in the big American Florida or California parks. And it didn't happen. All the reviews I'd heard where they said guests are rude, or that it's a bit messy, or that things, aren't quite as varnished and polished as they are in America, or that cast members aren't as active. None of that was there, We didn't have people smoking everywhere, even though apparently that's a big complaint. It was just as good as the American parks. The only downer that I can really say happened the whole time we were there was that we were there from about 8:30, 8:45 in the morning, until 11:30 at night, and we didn't spot a single character walking around. There, I'd seen photos of people with Stitch and Gaston and people like that, and I knew you wouldn't find Mickey or the princesses because obviously they did their own meet and greet things, but I didn't bump into anyone. I didn't see anyone, and that was really disappointing because even though I'm a grown-up, I wanted a picture with Stitch, and he wasn't there, so that was kind of sad. But aside from that, no, the park was absolutely amazing. I'll happily go back, and I'm seriously considering getting an annual pass to sort of motivate me to get back more often. The first ride we went to was Crush's Coaster, which we were told if you don't sort of hit it first thing and get early in the queue, don't bother at all because the queue never lets up. I didn't really know what to expect from the ride, so it wasn't massively high on my agenda, but I figured we'd give it a shot since we were there first thing. As the gates opened, we start walking towards Crush's Coaster, and people are just pegging it. They are bolting it. We said it's like a Disney zombie apocalypse. They were just charging towards Crush's Coaster, and we thought, okay, this is silly. We're just going to, walk up towards it, By the time we got there, and bearing in mind, we were there before the park was meant to open. We were there at like 9:30 they opened the gates. And it's meant to open at 10. We were still about 40 minutes in the queue. It's ridiculous. It's the only ride, I guess, that doesn't have a fast pass that is really, really popular. So I guess that's what contributes to the madness. But I'm so glad we did it. We just didn't know what to expect. I thought it was kind of like just a simple roller coaster. And it was. It wasn't speedy or, loop-de-loopy or anything. But we were like going through and saying, oh, this is nice, finding Nemo scenery, this is nice, oh, look, a shark head, boom. And suddenly it became like this sort of Babby's First Space Mountain, and all we could do was giggle. The second it started spinning around, it was giggling, and if I stopped laughing, I could hear behind me Ben laughing, and then I would start laughing again. It was just genuinely so enjoyable. It's probably one of my favourite rides in the whole of the two parks, the other one being the Tower of Terror, which we went on next. I hadn't done that before. It wasn't, when I went to MGM Studios, it was called MGM Studios, which kind of dates how long ago that was, and Tower of Terror wasn't there, and I haven't been to the California Adventure Park thing, so I hadn't done that before, so that was one big established Disney ride that I knew I had to do, even though I'm not that fond of the idea of drop rides. But Disney being Disney, they don't just give you a drop ride, they don't just put you on a drop ride, they give you all this theming and story, and everything about it was absolutely perfect. And the cast member guy that was introducing us and hosting us into the elevator, he saw my birthday pin because I'd got a birthday badge, even though my birthday was 2 days previously. And he kept trying to spook me by looming up and going, happy birthday, and it was just, the atmosphere was amazing. There was, I think that and Crush's Coaster are my two absolute favourite rides. I got this guy, who I managed to break on the way home, in memory of the Tower of Terror. I don't really know why Stitch is there, but since I didn't get to find the real Stitch, Oh yeah, it's like so cute. Look at that. That's cool. So yeah. That was awesome. We spent time mooching around the Toy Story Land and went on the RC Racer thing, which broke when we were on it, so that could have been traumatising, but it wasn't, because it's RC Racer, you can't be scared by that. And I'm aware that it sounds like I'm saying RC Racer. You're just going to have to deal with that. Yeah, we mooched around the studios for a bit. We were going to do the backlot tour, but there was a big old queue for that, which is weird, because I wouldn't have thought it would have been one of the big popular things, but we didn't do the Aerosmith ride. I wasn't that bothered, and now I'm quite annoyed that I didn't, because it's the only big ride we didn't fit in. And I've looked into it. It actually looks really good, so I'm quite annoyed that I haven't done that before, and I didn't do that then. What else did we do? We grabbed something. We went into the Disney Village after we did the studios, and we grabbed lunch at Annette's Diner, which I think was my least favourite meal of the whole holiday. It was alright, but it was really... the portions weren't all that big, and it was kind of plain, and the waiters, it took a long time to serve us, and it wasn't that good. The best part about the whole meal was that my friend DC did the burger challenge, which gives you a burger about as big as a cat, and if you can finish it, you get a free milkshake, which he did with relish, and he enjoyed his free milkshake. So that was cool. What else did we do? Then we went to the Disney park, and it's really frustrating doing the studios first. It made sense to do the studios first because we wanted to get on Crush's coaster, and they closed at 7, whereas the park was staying open until 11 for this Dreams celebration thing they do. But it was really frustrating because you're sort of chomping at the bit. When you think of Disneyland, you think of the castle, you think of Main Street USA, you think of all this, and we weren't doing it, and we didn't do that until about 2 o'clock. So when you finally get through the gate and you finally open up and see the castle there, that's an experience that it doesn't matter if you're 10 years old or 30 or 50. If you've got that sort of magic there for it, I think it just... I was sat there going, oh, blah, blah. But I didn't cry. I sort of refused to cry. It was so silly. And we sort of took a shelter in this gazebo that's right on the middle of Main Street while it had a little shower. And as we were there was this, like, parade of... a little Do You Believe in Magic Dreams parade thing happened. And it was just the perfect welcome to the main park. It was so great. So we took shelter there for a bit, and because it was raining, we went on the train that dots all the way around, and we went all the way around back to the start again, and then got off, and we did, I don't remember what order we did the rides in, but we did pretty much all the big rides. We did Buzz Lightyear, Space Mountain, Thunder Mountain, the Haunted Mansion, It's a Small World After All, which I tell you what, we were doing ironically, because it's such a bad ride. And I giggled all the way through. It was so much fun. If you have to do a ride in Disneyland and you want a short queue, do It's a Small World After All, because if you're with friends, it will be hilarious. It was so much fun. What else did we do? Pirates of the Caribbean. We had booked a table in the Blue Lagoon, which is the restaurant associated with Pirates of the Caribbean. And it was fantastic. It was like our expensive Disney meal that I wanted as a treat since it was a birthday trip. And it was so good. It was so worth it. It was so worth the money. The atmosphere was amazing. It's in perpetual darkness. It's night time, so you're lit by these little lanterns, and you're right on this pirate cove area. It was excellent. You could hear the ships going by, and the atmosphere was really, really great, and the food was really, really good, so that was cool. We hung out in the pirate caves a lot while it rained. We were really lucky with the weather. It was sort of sunshine and showery all day, but when it was sunshine, it was really warm, like t-shirt weather, and when it was showering, it was really, really showering. But we were really lucky because we were on the train, or we were in a ride, or we were in a shop or a building or whatever, and the only time we got caught out was when we were halfway up the Robinson Crusoe treehouse thing, and it started raining. It was like, well, great. The other time was we were on Big Thunder Mountain, and I thought that just really added to the atmosphere, to be honest. We were on Thunder Mountain, and it was raining, and as the thing went up, it was black clouds, and you could see the castle in the distance, and I've got some really fabby photos that I'm going to stick in this video somewhere and show you. So yeah, no, it was amazing. I am so glad I did it. Now I can say I've done 3 of the, 5 Disney parks? So I've only got to do China and Tokyo, and then I've done it. But I'm definitely going to go back. All the while I can't do the big Florida, every park, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, blah, blah, blah. I'm more than happy to have Disney around the corner. It's still quite an expensive little holiday because France isn't that cheap. But no, it was absolutely amazing. It was so good. Anyway, so that was really fun, and I'm so sorry that I croaked my way through this whole video, and I'm sorry that it's late. Next week we'll be on time, and I will give you a theme, and it'll be amazing, and blah blah blah. But for now, I'm really hot, and I really want to play video games, and just rest my ailing voice. So I will see you guys next week, and I'll see Sarah tomorrow, since I'm late. I'm sorry.